A tragic story of domestic abuse and murder. On December 6, 2009, Donna Jones, a 33-year-old Canadian woman, was found dead in the basement of her home in Ottawa, Canada. The discovery marked the culmination of a gruesome 4-year ordeal involving relentless torment, isolation, and ultimately, her murder. This is the tragic story of Donna Jones and the domestic abuse that led to her death. Background. Donna Jones, born on December 25, 1975, was Jennifer Jones's younger sister and Derek's older sister. She was known for her kindness, intelligence, and humor. Donna was self-conscious about her weight and appearance, but excelled in school and university. She had a civil service job with the Canadian Food Inspection Agency and saved diligently to buy her own house in 2005. The relationship. In 2005, Donna met Mark Hutt, who was introduced by a mutual friend. Initially, Mark was affectionate and doting, but the relationship quickly spiraled into control, abuse, and dependency. Mark's troubled upbringing and red flags, such as constant calls, verbal abuse, and physical injuries, were initially excused by Donna. Donna's friends and family noticed her growing isolation and worsening physical injuries, but despite interventions and concerns, Donna married Mark in 2006. The abuse. After the marriage, Donna's appearance and performance at work declined. Mark became increasingly dependent on Donna financially, abusing her physically, psychologically, and financially. Donna's pathologist determined that she died from septic shock due to untreated burns, which were caused by scalding water rather than a fire pit as Mark had claimed. Mark's trial took place in 2013. He was found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison with no chance of parole for 25 years. During the trial, the court heard testimonies from Donna's pathologist, a burn expert, and a domestic violence expert. The evidence presented painted a horrific picture of Donna's last days, the abuse she suffered, and the extent of her injuries. Mark Hutt's abuse of Donna Jones included severe burns. Donna's body had burns, covering approximately 40% of her skin. She was shot with at least 2 air rifle pellets after being scalded. Broken bones. Jones suffered from multiple fractured ribs, a broken nose, black eyes, cuts, bruises, scrapes, and a nightstick fracture to her forearm, which is indicative of blows to an arm raised in a defensive position. Emotional and psychological abuse. Donna was forced to call herself names and was subjected to continuous control and manipulation by Mark. The impact. Donna's story, like many others, highlights the devastating consequences of domestic abuse and the importance of recognizing the early warning signs of abusive relationships. Her death serves as a reminder of the need for increased awareness, education, and support for survivors of domestic abuse. The criminal conviction of Mark Hutt for first-degree murder provides a measure of justice for Donna and her family, but the tragedy remains a stark reminder of the ongoing issue of domestic violence in society.
Weeks ago, my wife has never spoken to me the way she spoke to me 2 weeks ago. She basically told me that she was going to go with somebody else, that I wasn't going to be a father, that, because I do, you know what I mean? I'm not perfect. I'm not a perfect person. I get stressed out just like everybody else. And it all started one day. I was making spaghetti in the kitchen, and I wanted to make enough for 2 weeks because my wife loves spaghetti. She loved my spaghetti, she loved it to death. So I was making a pot, I was boiling water for the noodles, and she came up behind me and she said something about just like, this isn't working, this isn't happening, I'm gonna cheat on you, basically. Like, I'm you know what I mean, if things don't work out, I'm going, you know, and she kept just saying it and putting it in my head, and putting it in my head, and putting it in my head. Bills in our house have been stacked up higher than you can imagine. I've been going through things with my father, everything like that, and when she said that to me, the water was boiling. and she was behind me, and I thought she had left the room. Instead of leaving the room, she was behind me. She was crouched down and she was getting Tupperware out of the thing to bring for work. And I don't know why, I don't know what I did, but the next thing I knew, I hit that thing, man. I wanted to just, you know what I mean? I was so frustrated, I just wanted to you know, get my frustrations out. And when I hit that pot, she was behind me, and it just drenched her. And after that, I looked at her and I said, "Sweetheart, we need to go to a hospital." And she said, "I don't want to go. I don't want to go to a hospital." She was afraid for me to get in trouble, and I said, I don't care. Just go to a hospital, please. We can deal with this together. It's an accident. We can get through it. She didn't want to go. I begged her. I pleaded with her. She made up a story to her parents saying she was going to Cornwall for work. And she actually did have a cold. She called her work and said she had a cold, but she was staying home and she wanted to heal at home. And I told her, I said, we can't do this. We have to get to a hospital. That went on for about a week of me changing bandages, staying up all night making sure she's okay.
Oh, my wife's not breathing. My wife, I just woke up, my wife's dead.
She's got broken ribs. She's got a broken nose. She's got cuts behind her ear. She's got approximately 30 pellets